Hello everyone! For this video, we have Prominence Belial 2 with the Zero Armor Overbearing Dash. So if you recall, I have a competitive channel where I test out new releases, combinations, see what works, what doesn't. And occasionally, maybe I'll try to just bring a combo onto the main channel and just do a video just trying to showcase it, talk about it. Obviously, this is more for fun since obviously the stadium is skinned and everything, but yeah, you know, I'm very happy that I progressed with these testings. I have a lot of different combos to test out against. We're going to try Astral with an Awakened Rise or Worn Rise. We're going to try Roar, which Giga Never. We're going to try Vanish Longinus, Overbearing with Zero, I'm pretty sure. And then after, just plain old Guilty. So make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts. So the main thing with this combination is, first thing is obviously the reason why we're using this with the core of Belial 2. Burst Stopper. Burst Stopper is very important in a battle, I would say. Now obviously it depends what you go up against, but it doesn't hurt just to have that burst resistance guaranteed there. I really just have it in heavy mode because ideally you don't want it if you're in an opposite spin battle to come off, because the whole thing you're kind of like hoping for is just it equalizes, but without the armor it has a little bit of trouble equalizing with some stuff. So yeah, I have that channel for testings in specific. It's going to be really fun to show off this combination. I'll talk more about it, but we'll get started. We'll first start off, we'll go up against Roar Bahamut 10 Giga Never. So Phoenix was a very unique release, more specifically the Prominence Blade. It's proved fairly good in opposite spin, indecent against attackers. Only real weakness is same spin stamina. But honestly, if it's good in so many other departments, like I can honestly forgive that. And something I will encourage is obviously do competitive testings. Not only do you get a better idea of how good something is, but also it's a good reference point for other people if they want to see good combinations or whatever. If you're able to anyways. Look at that, beautiful. And obviously it depends, right? It depends your matchup, and there's a lot of factors that can go up into a match. Sometimes you could win, sometimes you could lose. Oh wait, hold on. Alright, let's try it again. So on the bright side with the Dynamite Battle meta, it's kind of like GT, you know. There's lad stuff, but also there's attackers, so at least that kind of takes away the lad stuff. Like in Sparking, we had lots of lad stuff, and we really only had raids. Like we didn't really have a really good right spin attacker until eventually Hollow did release. Well, obviously that's like so late, but I guess if we're looking like post-Sparking, then yeah, I guess maybe. I don't know. I think DB is pretty good. Nice. Now originally I was thinking of doing a video of doing another top 5 combinations, but, you know, there's only been Prominence and Dangerous that have actually released, and I'd rather wait until Greatest Raphael comes out, so that way I have a lot more potential to do another top 5. So I'm thinking probably every few months I could do like a top 5. I actually think that's a pretty cool idea. Hopefully I don't have to do a top 3 if there's not that many options, but yeah, we'll see, we'll see. So a lot of the times if I'm doing specifically a competitive, my point of reference is either, look at the lad on this thing, monstrous. My point of reference is typically testings I've done or analyzing data of other stuff. I like to say I do an alright job. Not the best, obviously, you know, work in progress. Okay, so next up, since I just did this Roar thing, we're going to be trying Astral Bahamut. Now, this is just so I'm not using Longinus on every combination. We're going to do Astral Bahamut over Rise, and my Rise is Woke. What I mean by this is Yeah, it's pretty worn. So it's crazy movement. You could self-KO with it, but it should work for this testing. So we'll see how it does. Yeah, in my opinion, I don't think Astral can definitely pull it off, but I feel like obviously compared to Vanish, Vanish is a way better. Well, I don't know if way better is the correct term. Vanish is the most consistent equalizer. I think makes more sense to say. Still though, Astral left is solid. Look at that. And yeah, there are going to be a lot of times in matches where you have to decide when your opponent stopped or if your opponent's just hitting you that's making you continue. And typically a weakness also with over combos is scraping. Now same spin, that's gonna suck. In opposite spin, it's not too bad if you manage to scrape. It's just if you manage to get those consistent hits. Okay, now I'm gonna pay attention because I want to make sure that those hits at the end, it actually did equalize properly. Yeah, so for that one, I would definitely say that was prominence spinning. Because what I mean by that is, okay, there's a difference between if someone's clearly spinning and if the other bay is just hitting it, but it's stopped already. You know what I mean? But it is very hard to judge and see. You'd always have to, if you were doing a match and you saw that, pray you have a recording. This one I want to try to light launch just for the sake of the video, but yeah, it's really cool seeing how these combos work and perform. Hopefully it does well. The only thing I think it will probably suck against is probably going to be Guilty. Now, originally, this was just going to be 3 stamina combos, but then I thought, 3 and I'll throw in the Guilty combo just because. Yeah, so you can kind of see there. So yeah, probably don't light launch this thing. All right, whatever. Next up, Vanish Longinus. I believe this should be also 0. Yeah, over Bearing Dash. So the reason why I'm using Longinus over Bahamut is that Longinus has better stamina than Bahamut. So typically, this is like a combination you could easily see someone use. Okay, let's get this. Also, if for whatever reason you were making a deck and you couldn't repeat a part, right? So let's say I had whatever combo for Bahamut, but I used Bearing Dash. For Phoenix, you know, or Prominence, I should say, because of that burst stop, or if you wanted to use the original bearing, hey, you have the stopper to at least help you in that situation. Anyways, let's see what happens. Yeah, keep in mind, I've already done... Well, I don't know if I've done it with Belial 2, but I have done it with the normal Phoenix core, which probably with Belial 2 would do a little bit better. Yeah, but this is usually the typical equalizer battle. Always so fun to see. And you know, it's nice to do these types of videos, because typically you don't see a lot of BayTubers do competitive stuff like this, so why not? Okay, let's see. Okay, that one was Prominence for sure, but it almost, I don't know. I could probably, you wanna know what? Where is that? Where's that driver? Metal Drift, I could screw around and try out Metal Drift. In fact, I will. I will after this. I'm actually very curious now, because I don't know who would take it between the two. Okay, if Prominence wins again, I want to try to slap on Metal Drift out of curiosity. And before you say, wait, but shouldn't you use the Bahamut core, the only 2 cores, and I think I should maybe eventually do a video going over this, someone's commented, and I think I probably should. I go over which cores are kind of more prone to wear, and also what cores can handle metal drivers. The only cores that can do that is Longinus and Phoenix. Psh, look beautiful. Okay. Now let's try Metal Drift, because you know everyone's gonna say what about Metal Drift, so why don't we do it? So if I was in this situation, I would probably launch normal, but I'm gonna light launch just because. Now Drift is a very annoying driver, but with the resurgence of Bearing, you'll often tie a lot more with Drift. Could Drift win? Maybe, but could Bearing win? Possibly. Not in this case, sucker. Alright. So in this case, maybe I should launch harder. Let's actually see. Hey man, if there are cases where it wins, it wins. If it loses, it loses. That's the whole idea of the video. It should tie with Drift in all honesty. There's a lot of factors that go right at the end of the battle, but this should go to prominence. Let me know what you think on that round. That round was a little bit tricky for me. Yeah, some of the llamas, believe me when I tell you, some rounds are really annoying to try to figure out who won. That is why I very much do like when it's not just all stamina. Like, Guilty is good and Savior is good, so it has a decent chance to go up against the stamina stuff and beat it. Come on, man. Okay, you see, yeah, we're getting ties, Okay, so probably in this case, what would probably happen in a matchup like this if you were stuck in this situation would be if neither of you manage to get a point off each other, you just keep on tying until someone manages to somehow not beat the other. Okay, now we get to our last one. Now for this one, this is actually where we don't use heavy mode and we use normal. The reason for this is because when the armor comes off, it can interrupt the attacker and make them lose a lot more stamina. So I have Guilty Longinus, 2 Karma, Metal Extreme. That doesn't mean that all the time it will be Guilty, but it has a good chance. Now you're gonna have to forgive me because I'm launching it like this, and I don't know if I'm gonna KO it or not. Okay, so ideally in a situation against Guilty, that's what you would want to happen. When the armor deploys, Guilty is gonna have a really rough time beating you, because Guilty does not have, like, stamina. Look at that. So there are a lot of times, and keep in mind that just because even if it shuts down a lot of times against an attack type, doesn't mean that attack type can't beat you. It's always a gamble when you go up against it. Okay, so probably for a strategy, I would say, because I'm trying to think. I think maybe if you hard launch it would make a lot more sense, because it's going on that speed, and if it's meeting in that armor just comes off, you're going to interrupt it easily. Let me try that again. Now I'm a little bit curious. I think it could do it. Oh, saved a little bit there. So you can basically get the idea. The Phoenix armor, very, very good gimmick. I feel the biggest difference between Chozetsu to GT to even part of Sparking is just that Dynamite Bays have a big increase in stamina overall. So that's why I'm guessing maybe Phoenix doesn't work the best in same spin stamina, but it's extremely viable. So We saw against basically all the lefts that it does pretty good, obviously, to beat this. Right Astral Stamina, right F Gear, or even, I guess, maybe Devil Stamina. And, yeah. So it was a lot of fun to cover a lot of stuff of the set. If you are wondering about the Overdrive Special Starter Set, we are selling that on our shop, or along with the individual bays. So if you want me to give 100% recommendation, the full set is still very good value, I would say. Prominence is very good. Belial 2 is pretty good. This launcher is pretty good. And I'm not just saying it because I'm selling it. I'm saying it because I'm selling it, and it's true. Oh, God. No, but yeah, that's really it for this video. I did try to do stuff with Dangerous, but Dangerous is not really, like, the blade is like, so I couldn't really do anything else with it. But, yeah. I don't think I'll cover anything else from this set. I might have a few battles maybe left over that I want to do, but aside from that, I'll probably just do some fun combo testings or whatever, maybe. And yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.